Hello, everyone. Our next speaker today is Tony Tzeng, giving a talk titled Why Automation and AI Will Define the Future World of Work. Tony Tzeng is the Director of Product for UiPath Document Understanding. Tzeng previously worked as a product lead at Microsoft, developing customer service virtual agent products. He holds degrees from the Wharton School and Stanford. Please join me in welcoming Tony to the stage.
Thank you, Patrika. Hi, everyone. I'm Tony Tzeng. I'm a Senior Director of AI Products at UiPath and really excited to talk to you today about how automation and AI can really help define the future world of work. So let's get right into it. So first, UiPath really has its focus on being a fully automated enterprise across a number of different areas, including assigning as much automatable work to robots as possible, as well as democratizing development, providing a robot for every person in the company. And the area that we're going to talk about today is really unleashing AI across every facet of work. And today we'll go into a little bit of how we think about that and how we incorporate AI into all our different products. So first, a little history. UiPath really started with traditional RPA, which is right at the center here. And you can see some of the types of actions that we were able to do. RPA was really at its core about mimicking the types of human actions and how humans can interact with the various digital systems and automate these tedious, repetitive, and time-consuming tasks. This is often a process-driven technology and works really well when you're talking about things that are relatively structured: auto keying, screen form integration, data integration, automated decision making based off of specific rules and data. These are areas where RPA has traditionally done well. Now, as we've thought about this and expanded it, though, what we started to do was to really infuse AI into all aspects of the overall RPA platform. And the benefit of this is when you start mixing RPA and AI, you are able to start automating tasks that are much more knowledge intensive. So just as an example, think about applying natural language processing or NLP technology to both structured and unstructured use cases to be able to extract specific entities or relations and have a deeper understanding of the content presented within your documents. Or you can use machine learning to go and make predictions off of decisions where the variables are a little bit more unknown, or the range of results can actually be more probabilistic as opposed to deterministic. These are all things where AI can really help shine and help AI enhance what the RPA capabilities can do. So again, when we think about RPA, it really is about automating processes and using AI to really help automate processes with greater uncertainty or variability or the presence of more unstructured data that is typically more difficult for a rules-based approach to go and process. Now, when we look across a number of different industries, you can see the types of use cases and the breadth of applicability for AI technology across a number of different places. From something as wide-ranging as risk prediction for pregnancy risks, all the way through to anomaly detection on audits inside professional services, or within banking and financial services. A good deal of processes can actually apply AI in different ways, including things like know your customer types of processes. So as you can see, a wide range of use cases that we see applicability for AI. Now, within UiPath, we really think about AI being what we consider practical AI. And what this means is rather than trying to use AI for AI's sake, we really try to use it in a way inside our products, inside all different aspects of what UiPath supports, to go and enable greater and deeper capabilities than what can traditionally be provided. So for example, if we look at some of the pillars that UiPath has, within the Discover pillar, this is really around trying to understand and discover what types of automation opportunities are present. And we can use AI techniques within things like process mining or task mining to really try to identify what are those high value use cases for automation. Within Build, this is really the heart of what we think of as RPA, where you're able to go and create those automations. And this is where you can use products like Document Understanding to go and look deeply inside your documents and apply AI in terms of how you read the documents. You have things like AI computer vision, which is used inside Document Understanding, but can also be used on screens or even virtualized environments. So imagine something like a Citrix environment. And of course, you have your custom and our ecosystem of partners as well through the marketplace that is possible in this particular pillar. On the management side, we have things like AI Center, which is really your machine learning platform to host and manage your models. And of course, we have our Engage pillar where you can do things like have conversational AI with chatbots and also Action Center for having human in the loops for reviewing of results that your robots are able to go and process. And of course, all of this surrounds our attended and unattended capabilities, which are the robots at the heart of the UiPath platform. Now let's go a little bit more into two of these products here. Today, I'd like to dive a little bit more into document understanding and also AI Center, and just give you a better sense of what we can do in those spaces. So first, what is document understanding? For us, document understanding really is getting into the heart of the documents themselves. And for us, it sits at the intersection of robotic process automation, document processing, and artificial intelligence. It's for us more than just OCR and more than just computer vision, but it really brings a number of these different technologies together in a seamless way to go and extract information out of documents. So when we think about this, it really resides around the heart of document understanding being this framework, really focused around things like digitization, classification, extraction, and validation optionally on the data from documents. And so part of the power of the approach that we've taken here is this is really an open and extensible framework that can be used in a number of different ways and has a lot of flexibility in terms of what customers and partners are able to do with the document understanding framework. This also means that we have the ability to start bringing together different pieces of technology in different ways. For example, mixing and matching different OCR engines with different extraction methods, and even mixing both rules-based as well as machine learning-based methods for doing extraction. This gives us considerable flexibility in how to put together processes that really work and are optimized for the use case at hand. Let's take a look at how this might play out for one of our customers. One of the customers that have looked into this recently is Thermo Fisher, which is a very large customer with over 80,000 employees spread across more than 50 countries and with over 30 billion in annual revenue. Now, Thermo Fisher had a procure-to-pay invoice processing process that they wanted to automate. And over the course of 12 weeks, what they were able to do was actually train their machine learning model to over 80% accuracy, even during this initial phase. And with retraining, they believe that they can get another few points of accuracy improvement up to at least 85%. The result of even this initial phase has been a 70% improvement in time savings and a little over 50% of straight-through processing with zero-touch human involvement, which is tremendous, especially when you think about that coupled with the types of time savings that they've already received. So again, summarizing where we are with document understanding, this is something that has yielded tremendous time savings and monetary savings for customers. Looking at some of the quotes here, Everos has saved over 80% of their time spent on invoice processing. Another investment bank actually had error reduction as their primary driver for what they wanted to do with robots. And not only did they achieve 90% reduction in errors, but also yielded savings of over $1 million just from that alone. And then we had another retailer actually achieve a significantly higher straight-through processing rate of over 90%, based off of an extremely high confidence score from their machine learning model itself. So you can see the types of success that customers have had using the document understanding product. Now let's switch over into AI Center, which is really the machine learning platform that a number of these different models sit on top of. Let's go into what AI Center can do for you. So AI Center is really that machine learning operations platform that allows you to insert AI into your workflow with drag and drop ease. Now, this is addressing a problem, which is there's often a capability gap within companies where many of the models that they may have never reach production. I think the statistic we've seen is something like 16% of models, of AI models actually reach production. Now, AI Center allows you to make it easier to bring your models to production because you're able to use your RPA platform, the UiPath RPA platform, to go in and start to tie those models directly into broader automation use cases, and now empower your robot to actually act with the power of artificial intelligence models. So how does this actually work? So it actually starts by having this foundational piece at the bottom here, where we really think about these capabilities around model deployment, model management, data set management, model training and evaluation pipelines, all of this being integral into those capability sets. Then on top of that, we layer on a number of different approaches and techniques and capabilities as well. For example, we have the ability to allow customers to bring your own models in. So if you have models developed by your data science team, now you can bring them into AI Center and use UiPath RPA to go and invoke those models and make predictions as part of your automation process. We also deliver over 25 out-of-the-box models, which we'll go into in a little bit more detail to show you some of the types of capabilities that you have that are already pre-integrated and that you could build on top of. And finally, you have solution templates. These are prepackaged recipes that make a given use case, such as email AI intelligence, even easier to do by giving you an easy starting point. So when it comes to some of these models, we've got a number of different models that we deliver out of the box, from pre-trained models for specific document types on document understanding, all the way through to a number of different models that you can use to go and assemble your own automation for things like language analysis or comprehension, image analysis, tabular analysis, all kinds of scenarios like this. Now let's spend a minute talking about email AI solutions. And this is exciting for us because it's one of our first solution templates that we're bringing out to the market. And what this does is it actually packages together the model along with data, workflow, and analytics through things like an insights dashboard and the human in the loop, so that you can actually use UiPath Action Center to go in and have a continuous training loop so that your models can continue to improve. So what this allows you to do is really allows you to focus on emails and have ready-made components to go and have smart email processing. So you can imagine, especially for financial institutions, this is something that is in high demand where institutions have millions of emails that they need to process all the time, and the email AI solution template is a ready-made way for them to go and address these types of use cases. So finally, AI Center, really starts to broaden what you can do, right? I think the quote here from Heritage Bank is an interesting one. When you look at how you can incorporate AI Center really broadens the type of process that you can go after from an automation perspective. No longer just ones that are deterministic and fixed in nature, but really ones that are much more flexible, that are dealing with unstructured data, are probabilistic in terms of what can happen, and require some level of human judgment, which you can now start to bake directly into your models themselves, right? So that's, I think, a big value driver here. Also, just the time and ability to then bring these models into production, right? I think the worst thing is if you have these great machine learning models and you're using them to make great predictions on PowerPoint or in some presentation, but you're not able to actually bring them into a production workflow. So now with AI Center, you can actually take these models and you can start to have the right platform to host these and use RPA for as your vehicle for really delivering these directly into your production workflows, and now start to generate real business value out of your machine learning models themselves. Okay, so how can you get started, right? There's a lot more you can do to get started automating today with AI. You can visit any of these links, or you can come in and find the UiPath AI blog directly from uipath.com and take a look at what we're thinking and working on. And of course, you can always go to uipath.com, sign up right for a cloud trial, and then upgrade that to an enterprise trial if you want to, and get all the capabilities that we just looked at today and try it out for yourself. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your sessions.
What a great session. Thank you, Tony. Please make your way to your next session. Also, don't forget to check out the networking, accept your connection request, and explore the AI exhibits. Have a great time.